My name is Charles Vance, and this is Mountaintop Coins. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 1944 D Lincoln Cent, D over S over mint mark. It's the Omm002 Fs512. Now, just first, before I get started with that, though, I want to tell a little bit about myself. I've been collecting coins now for about a year. I started out just doing coin roll hunts. Going to the bank, getting a box of pennies, a box of quarters, nickels, dimes, whatever, going through it, primarily looking for silver. And then with the pennies, trying to find, whams and cams and whatever I could find that would have some value. Repunch mint marks. I began to really be intrigued by the fact that these the double dies, the repunch mint marks, the variety, the errors where you have strike throughs and die cracks and chips and things that happened with that coin in the strike that had some premium or would add some value to it. I wanted to learn, so I needed to learn how to grade coins and to be able to recognize these various errors and varieties. And the best way to learn how to grade a coin is to grade a bunch of coins. And so I noticed that, when I was doing coin roll hunting with the cent, the pennies, you don't get very many wheatbacks. And it seems like honestly, to me, the 40s and the 50s have way more repunch mint marks than the other coins do. Now, there are a few in like 1985, 1987, the moderns, a few of them do. But there's by far more of the repunch mint marks and double dies are in the 40s and 50s. Now, what I did was I went and started buying these wheatback pennies in bulk, 5,000 lot bags. You can get a 5,000 lot bag of wheatbacks for a couple $100. You have to look around. I've bought them from JM Bullion. I've purchased them from APMEX and other coin dealers, Allen Coins. I've looked online, eBay. You can find them. You just have to look. But over the past year, I've probably gone through several 100,000 of these wheatback pennies, learning how to grade and how to determine the errors and identify and attribute repunch mint marks. There's also some good information on the site, on the internet, like Coppercoins.com, VarietyVista.com. John Wexler has his DoubleDie.com. And also John Wexler has written many really great books. Some of them are out of print, but you can still find them if you look for them. You can go to his website, doubledie.com, and you can find, he has his books there. Now, the book that I like the most on Lincoln Cent, he has an authoritative reference. It's a really awesome book, has been very helpful. Now, as far as learning how to grade coins, I went to PCGS PhotoGrade and just started comparing my coins with the coins on the PhotoGrade and learned how to tell the difference. Now, the red book actually also has some descriptions in there on how to determine. It tells you things like, if you can see the wheatbacks on the ears, the wheat ears on the back of the penny, on the reverse side, then they're smooth, but the borders are good. That would be like a G4. And coins are graded from 1 to 70. 1 being poor, 70 being perfect. And then if those wheat ears had some of the lines visible, it would be very good. And then if it had all the lines visible but were worn, it would be fine. And then as it becomes less worn and more crisp, it goes to very fine and extra fine, and then on into almost uncirculated and mint state. Now, you're not going to find an uncirculated coin, a mint state coin, in a 5,000 lot bag of wheat cents. You're going to have to buy those by the roll. You can go buy a roll of brilliant uncirculated coins, and if that's what you're looking for. Now, for my purposes, I was totally fine with just looking through circulated coins of coins of average circulation. And a typical bag of 5,000 coins, you're going to find some really good ones and some really bad ones, and then everything in between. So then what I decided to do to feed the hobby, to make sure that I could have money to pay for the coins that I was purchasing, was I started an eBay store called Mountaintop Coins, and started listing the coins that I was finding, the RPMs, the coins that had value on my eBay store. Now, I really tried hard to make sure that every listing was attributed correctly and was described accurately. And then also I work really hard to make my customers happy, to offer fast shipping and returns. I have a 30-day return policy. So if anybody has any questions, if you see anything on my site that's not attributed correctly or is described improperly, please let me know and I'll fix it. Now, I have almost 500 positive reviews. I do my overall feedback rating is 99.7. I do have one negative feedback. That's because I sold a guy a coin. I accidentally sent the wrong one to him, and before rather than just reach out to me and ask me to correct it, he just gave me a bad rating and said that I was trying to cheat him or something. It was really crazy. I asked him to retract it. I refunded his money, but he wouldn't retract it. I mean, some people just are that way. You're going to have a hard time. They're not reasonable. So, that's just part of doing business. But other than that, I try very hard and will do anything in my power to make sure that the sale is good. On my store, I have, like I said, I have items that I have purchased and then I'm for resale. And then I have ones that I found. Like I found this 1944 D over S Omm002, and this is a very nice coin. It's in actually I say it's extra fine, but I think it's actually almost uncirculated. It's really a nice looking coin. You can see from here, it's in really good shape. But this is the Omm002, and the Cherry Picker Guide, I believe, lists that one. So, I may be a little high on that one. So that's fine. If somebody wants to give me a different offer, then they're more than welcome to do that. But the coin I wanted to talk about today was actually the Omm002 Fs512. So I have this coin right here that I found two. I found several of them, but I found this one and sent it off for grading. I had another one that I sent off for grading that was an XF45. I've already sold it. Now this one, so it came back graded as XF40, and I mean you can see it's in pretty good shape. This is what it looks like under magnification. You can see the tail right here. Again, so if we go to the Cherry Picker's Guide, you can see that this particular mint mark, repunch mint mark, or it's actually an overpunch, OMM. It was originally a San Francisco minted coin that was punched over with the Denver mint. And coins before 1989 were hand punched. The mint mark was hand punched. So when the die is made, they don't have a mint mark on them, and then so they punch it in by hand, and that's where you get these repunched varieties. Now, this one is $75 in the condition, the EF40, which is the condition I have, and then it goes on up from there. So if you have one of these in really high grade, you can see a lot more detail, and it's going to be worth a lot more money. But so you can see that the coin that I have has this definite tail right here, but the way to really know is, does it have the pup or the pickup point? And the pickup point is some characteristic of that on that die that's always going to be on that die. And in this case, for this coin, there's a die crack that looks like a V under the bust. And you'd find that in this area. See, you can see them right there. If this coin doesn't have that V-shaped die crack, then it's not an FS512. That's the way you determine this coin. Now, the one I found today is actually, I think it's in a little better condition. So you can see it definitely has the distinctive tail. And you can see a little bit of the cross member of the S inside the D. Under magnification, you can see it a little better, but that is definitely now the way to confirm it. Like again, does it have the V-shaped pup or die cracks? And when I looked under the bust, I didn't really see it initially, but then I looked closer, and there they are. So it definitely has it. Under closer magnification, there you go. And if you want to look at the coin itself, you can see them right there. So those two things. So you can see the distinctive tail coming out the left side of the D on the 1944D, and you have that distinctive die crack. When you have those two together, you know you have found the 1944 D over S Omm002 Fs512, which is worth $75. So it's not a bad return on investment for a penny that probably costs a nickel. But anyway, there you go. So if this has been helpful for you, I appreciate if you'd hit the like and the subscribe, and that way you'll get any new videos as I put them out. I'm going to be doing this for every RPM that I have found, and I'm only going to do things that I have found. These are my photographs. This is my store, and so I'm not going to show you coins that I haven't identified myself. So I hope this information has been useful for you. If you think it's been useful, please hit the like and subscribe. You feel free to leave me some comments, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. I'm going to put the links to my eBay store and to some of these other attribution sites like Coppercoins.com and Variety Vista and DoubleDie.com. I'll put links to those under this video. Thanks a lot.